Hello friends, today I want to show you Banners of Ruin, which is a wonderfully atmospheric roguelike that I found while I was browsing through my Steam library. I have recently made a point to just kind of play every game that I own at least once, and this is one that really enthralled me. Banners of Ruin is not the best game you will ever play. It has some issues with its combat, feeling a bit sluggish, and its third act isn't particularly inspired. However, it nails its atmosphere in a way that I haven't really seen within this genre, and I felt that by itself was worth exploring. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna play some Banners of Ruin. Don't worry, I will explain the game to you. And as we do so, please just pay attention to the atmosphere, absorb what the game is, pay attention to the language that it uses and how that sells the fantasy that it's trying to convey. So, let's get into it. This is a roguelike, so we do runs. In our runs, our goal is to invade an enemy castle and find a bad guy at the very end that we're trying to kill. We have a party. You can see here we can select which party members we want. I have the mouse, the bear, and the weasel unlocked currently. Unlocks are a bit slow in this game. I guess that would be another criticism that could be levied at it. As I already said, this game isn't perfect. It does have some problems, but it also gets a lot of stuff quite right. Alright, let's go with a mouse and a bear. That sounds like a fun combo. We are now at the city walls. We have these cards, and each of these cards is a choice that we're going to make. The game consists of these cards and the consequences of the choices that we make, as well as combat. Let's just read a little bit. A gift. A shifty-looking Blackfoot scurries towards you, warning of danger ahead. He can offer you some funds, but needs to leave fast. Plus 250 florins. This is the first example of what I love about the language in this game. Lesser games would have used gold here. Plus 250 gold or copper or whatever. But this game chose florins. And that is a word that clearly conveys money. Clearly, we are getting money. But at the same time, it also has the feeling of having a history behind it. Real-life currencies aren't called gold. They have a name, and that name is sometimes purposeless and sometimes it isn't. But here, florins feels real, and I think that's wonderful. Weapons. You see a few discarded weapons thrown on the floor. It will take some time to find any that are usable. We can inspect those. Or the Blackfoot stash, a small wooden hideaway discreetly obscured by a fruit wagon. Your brothers have offloaded their unneeded wares here. This is the beginning choice of a roguelike. You know how so many roguelikes at the very beginning, they will give you a little pop-up menu which is like, pick one of three. This is that. But it doesn't feel like it, does it? It feels like the beginning of an adventure. Let's take some money. Now, right here, we can't take these. They are blocked. Tunnel walls, sharp granite stones flank you, thick with moss and smelling foul. This tunnel doesn't see much use. And then here is the forgotten tunnel. Raucous Raucous? I think it's actually raucous. Raucous laughter echoes down the dark, damp tunnel. The Enders won't suspect a thing. The Enders are our enemies. The loose lore of this game is explained in its tutorial, and I recommend that if you try this game for yourself, that you play the tutorial before you get into it. Let's enter combat. You emerge from the black and find yourself in one of the guard bunks. Where the devils did you come from? You can't be here. Again, this right here is us going into combat. But instead of the game simply throwing us into combat, it gives us just this tiny moment of flavor that conveys how we are infiltrating Wonderful. Let's go into combat. This game is a deck builder style game similar to Slay the Spire. You can see in the bottom left corner, this is our draw pile, this right here is our discard pile. When we play a card, we use stamina on our characters. So we have two characters here, so you can see our bear. If I use the bear to strike, we have used some stamina. All right, I can do that again. After we play a card, it goes into our discard pile. That makes sense. If our draw pile is empty, at the end of our turn we discard our hand, it all goes into our discard pile. And if our draw pile is empty, then our discard pile becomes our draw pile again. Look, this isn't a revolutionary system. You've seen this before. We can check who is attacking who. We will just take this guy down. We have some more shield that we can apply as well. So let's just do that. Stamina is refreshed at each round. Basically, it's the mana that we have available, but each character has different mana. Each character can also use different cards. So you can see right here, for example, the bear can't use the hatchet and the round shield. That's because the hatchet and the round shield are the weapons that our mouse is using. So we can use the hatchet here, and we can use the round shield here, but the bear can't because it's not the bear's weapon. However, generic cards like Rush and Guard, anybody can use. There's no limit on those. You can see that we're just kind of swinging back and forth, but we should be able to take this guy down. Victory. You emerge victorious after 5 rounds. We get some florins, and we get ourselves a card. Pierce. Deal 8 damage to Vitality. Bloodlust. Deal 3 damage. If the target dies, draw 3 cards. Quick Hands. Draw 1 card. Gain 3 Preparation. And Preparation is at the start of your turn, draw an additional card for every stack of Preparation. Ticks down by 1 each turn. This is amazing. We'll definitely get this. Alright. Let's make ourselves... Oh. Never mind. We're not going into the city quite yet. An informant. A hooded figure looms in the dim light. It seems they've been expecting you. As you turn a corner, you find yourself confronted by a wiry figure. Their identity masked by the dim light, but their noble birth betrayed by their fine robes. I know why you have come to Dawn's Point. The low, dry voice echoes of the cold stone. I can help you reach him. My family are being held captive in Old Town. Help us flee the city, and I will arrange you entry into the keep. Find a boat and free my family. Then meet us in the sewers below the royal court. Do as I ask, and you will have your blood. You exchange a solemn, understanding nod with the old wolf before he sharply hurries off. So we've been given a quest, an additional task. Combat. All right, so we're now in the city. We're in the outer districts, as you can see up here. We have 16 steps that we need to take to make it into the city and, into the inner districts, I suppose, into the next act. So this is the first act. We are now finally properly in the game, but it hasn't felt like it, right? It felt like we were part of the game from the very beginning. Oh, that's so good. All right, let's just go in. Prepare for combat. So again, I do have to say I find the combat of the game to definitely be the least inspired part of it. Not to say that it's terrible, I wouldn't ever claim something like that. It's just, it's fine. It's fine. To be completely honest, I would probably enjoy this game more if there was no combat altogether. But of course, that would be a bit of a different experience, right? Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and fight here. We'll take down these guys really quick. They aren't too much of an issue. And this right here, this guy is attacking there. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like... Oh, we've got guard. Nice, we can get a little bit more of this. I'm just kind of playing cards. Again, don't worry too much about how exactly all of the combat works. That's not really the point I'm trying to make here. But it's not that complicated. I think you can follow along if you've played similar games before. And I feel like at this point, is it safe to assume that people have played Slay the Spire? Probably, right? Like, I think there are some games that are just... It's okay for me to assume that you've seen them before. All right, gain a card. Withdraw Pincer, deal 8 damage, apply 2 charge to another ally. Oh, that's actually really nice. Let's get this. All right, let's move on. And now it gets interesting. So we have some choices here. Now, first of all, there are some numbers up here. Counter, right? If we pick a card, then all of the remaining cards have their counter reduced by 1. And if the counter runs out, like if it goes to 0, then the card is removed as well. So if I pick Sanctuary, then Helping Hand will go away as well. But Incense will actually stick around because it has a counter of 2. So let's read a little bit. Incense. A hooded figure offers up some pale sticks of incense, each with a thin red vein snaking through it. We can bargain with death. Sanctuary. A weathered sanctuary stands at the side of the street. Many sick and whimpering people crouch in the doorway. A chance to heal. Or Helping Hand. A hooded figure emerges from the shadows, startling you for a moment. They reveal a friendly token and offer you something for the road. Well, that seems great. Let's get ourselves some provisions. A hooded figure stops in your path. May the wind always be at your back. And we get ourselves some options here. We can get solid footing again. That's actually pretty good. And yeah, let's get solid footing. I like solid footing. And the road rise up to meet you. All right. So this goes away now. And then we have Weapon Cache. A chest with a small crow's foot engraved on the back of the lock. Equipment stowed in advance. It'll take some time to gear up. Or Decoy. You find yourself with a hard situation. If you can set up a distraction, you might be able to work around it. Select a card, move it to this lane, +1 to its counter. So with Decoy, we can extend the duration of a card if we want to, and still progress through our territory that we're in right now. But I have to say, as much as I would like to try out the Weapon Cache, I think we gotta go bargain with death, right? Oh, that's such a wonderful phrase. I love that so much. It's so good. It's so good. The language. I'm a big appreciator of good language use, right? I write a lot for my Stories of Dota YouTube channel, and I always take great care to make sure that I'm using good language. And for the games that I've worked on as well, I have always taken care and tried very hard to use good language. I mean, admittedly, 2 of them were card games, so you gotta be very precise there, right? But still, good language goes such a long way. Incense. As you approach the figure, they draw further into the shadows in a series of frail shuffles. The 3 sticks are each coated in a dark, smoky dust. 3 gifts he offers. It mutters in a husky, shaky voice. A savored breath is all he requires. As you lean closer, you note the red vein on the rightmost stick doesn't glint in the moonlight like the others. So Aspen, +5 max vitality, gain Aspen stick. Whenever you gain gold, lose 5 vitality. Now, I wonder if this right here, whenever you gain gold, probably during an earlier point of development, Florence were gold, right? And they probably just forgot to change this tooltip. That would be my guess. Or it could be something else. It could be gold. I don't know what that would be. I haven't encountered that. Elder Stick. Whenever a party member dies, the survivors lose 15 max vitality. Or Ash Stick. This does each combat spawn tooth and nail to your hand. Whenever a character plays a skill card, they take 1 vitality damage. I think we will go with the Elder Stick. Gives us +10 max vitality, and we are not trying to die anyway. Yes, this probably makes it so that if any of our characters ever die, then our entire party will get wiped because they will take 15 damage immediately. But let's just never die. I mean, we're bargaining with death. Some risk is gonna be involved. Oh, okay. So you can see here, we are encountering a heavy patrol. Your attention turns to the clatter of heavy steel as several armored men cross your path. Their sly helmet muffled voices hurl insults at the common folk as they move through the crowds. And you can see this one is going to stick around for a while, which, oh man. It's a patrol. They are patrolling the area that we're crossing through. Yes, of course, we can avoid them, but we need to avoid them for a while. They are here to check, to make sure that everything is going according to their desires. So just hurrying past them once won't do. We will encounter them again. And I love how that's represented through this counter, that this is going to stick around. This will continue to be a problem for a while. And then we have combat twice. Well, let's take one of these combats then. Alright then. Longsword is great. So, attacks all targets on rank. These right here, these fields are ranks, right? We have a back rank and a front rank. We can change which rank our units start on. It's not necessarily super important though. Alright, we'll take this guy down, and I think we can immediately kill another one of these. No problem. Okay, I probably should have paid a bit close attention to who we're fighting. Or like who we're attacking. They are attacking. Yeah, you get it. You get what I'm trying to say. Select the target. Oh, I need to still buff one of my guys. That's kind of funny. Alright, let's get some florins and then gain a card. Select the target. If the position in front of them is vacant, move them into it. Withdraw, apply 5 to a party member, move and swap them to another position. Or deep breaths. Discard all ruin cards, draw that many. Ruin cards, that's a whole mechanic. We're probably not going to deal with it. Why don't we just get another withdraw? Withdraw is actually pretty nice. And our characters leveled up. So these are our characters. You can see here's their equipment, right? But we also now can upgrade stamina. Well, let's give this guy some more stamina. And then we can get a skill. So we get a couple of here that we can pick from. Oh, this is really nice. Let's get outnumbered. And then our other character, we have our bear, who is also leveled up. And then we can also get ourselves something here. We can get, what's Fortress? Gain 25 in Fortress. Every turn gain 8. If this character moves, gain 1 pacified. So you cannot play cards for 1 turn. And Fortress is removed. Well, that seems amazing. Let's get that. Big old boy. Tanky. All right. Altar. A humble cedarwood shrine smells like home. Nobody seems to be paying it any attention. Nobody from Dawn's Point anyway. A chance to improve. Or merchant in trouble. You see a couple of brutish fucks shaking down a merchant. Well, let's have a little look here. You see a merchant during a shakedown with some fucks. There doesn't seem to be any guards around. Take some goods while they're distracted, or defend the merchant. Choose a skill. Well, let's take some goods. I mean, honestly, we are not here in the city to make friends. You quickly slip as much gold as you can into your pockets before ducking back into the shadows. Oh, nice. We get ourselves some shops. Weapon merchant. A broad, dark bear stands behind a wily-looking mouse, both surrounded by several weapon crates of varying sizes, all neatly sorted into different piles. Or cultist wares. A group of shady occultists are gathered round some torches, humming and droning in an unsettling tune. Let's buy some weapons, see what we can find. The mouse addresses you. Never listen to those who say the tools of your trade are unimportant. A good tool is necessary to be an efficient tradesman, of which you are a certain sort. Name your tool of choice. I am sure we can find a good fit. So you can pick one of 4 different melee weapons or one of 4 different ranged weapons. Now, funnily enough, I think our bear... Right? Our bear. We just got Bulwark on the bear. So maybe it's going to make sense to use this guy as a big old frontliner, right? A big old tank. So let's see if we can find some ranged weapons for our mouse. Put the mouse in the pack. Good choice. Step this way. The mouse continues. These are 200 florins each. No funny business, understand? After you finish viewing these weapons, you will be charged 200 for each new weapon you have equipped on a character or added to your stash. So, let's have a look. All right, down here we can see the equipment of our characters, right? Right now this guy is using the longsword. And we have here a bow, which move to the front rank, deal 8 damage. If unable to move, +1 stamina, spawn, hit and run. So this is a short bow that kind of wants us to be in the front row. We get a crossbow. We have a war bow, deal 10 damage, deals an additional 8 damage for every rank between this character and the opponent. And a longbow, apply vulnerable. If an opponent already has vulnerable, deal double damage instead. So I'm kind of thinking we'll go with the war bow. Let's pick that up. All right. You hand over your florins. Pleasure doing business, the mouse says in an ingratiating tone, grinning from ear to ear. And now the heavy patrol is gone. Let's go ahead and equip our characters for a moment. Right? So here is our guy. Currently, we can see his weapons. Wait a second. Where are the weapons? Yeah, this UI, again, this game is not perfect. There we go. There are our weapons. So I want to unequip this. I want to unequip the greatsword. I want to move this over here. Probably move this. Why can I not? There we go. Now I have the hatchet on our bear. And now we have the round shield on the bear as well. Warbow. Light armor. This gives extra stamina, but less armor. Medium armor gives more armor, but less stamina. So now we have made our mouse more of an attacker, while our bear is more of a tank. We can also change their combat positions. So let's probably go something like this. All right, so now the mouse is in the back and bear's in the front, as shown by these symbols. And let's return them. So combat, foes block your path, hide. If you're quick, you can duck away and avoid any suspicious guards. You'll probably get some weird looks from other folks. Discard from each other lane. Or overzealous guards. A pair of guardsmen are rounding on a black bear. Let's hide. Crossroads. The street branches in front of you. It will be difficult to come back through the bustling crowds. Or sage. An old soul wanders at the edge of the street, their bodies stooped and draped in long ropes. We can modify our deck here. Well, let's give that a little look. You approach the ancient figure who looks older than the knotted wooden walking stick he leans on. Some florins for a wise fellow, he croaks in a slow, faint voice. So we can gain a skill for 100, we can remove a card, or we can reroll a talent. Well, do we have any cards that we don't really like? Oh, we can check our deck up here. Quick hands are nice, solid footing. These are actually pretty good now on our tanky boy, right? Rush, probably kind of sketch now, actually. But let's maybe gain a skill. That sounds fun. Terrible wound, deal 4 damage to vitality, apply bleeding. That seems alright. No, wound. This character's bleed no longer ticks down. Okay, we apply wound, not bleeding. Yellow powder, deal 5 damage to the rank. Or if the character is in the back rank, deal 6 damage, and the party front rank gains 6 shield for every character on the back rank. No, that seems fun actually, since we have our backline now. Blackfoot agents. Now a pair of Blackfoots move onwards through the street. You recognize them from the Black Church. They'll deal with any trouble you would rather not. So let's go ahead and select this. And now, another heavy patrol. Let's take the crossroads. But this time, we're forced into combat. Prepare for combat. So you can see now we're set up very differently from before. We have withdraw twice. You can see that these guys are all attacking our frontliner. Although it might make sense to actually have this guy dodge a little bit down right now. Because we are not actually... oh, that's kind of bad. Now this guy is taking some damage. Yeah, but our initial draw wasn't great. So this way we are making them miss some attacks, which is good at least. We can strike and we can rush. Now, this guy also has, they have some inbuilt abilities here, although these require will to use. Apologies, we can't use them just yet. Okay, well, let's just attack for what it's worth, right? Our draw wasn't particularly good. We maybe could have gotten rid of kick. So there's definitely some nuance to the combat system. I'm not saying that there's anything horribly wrong with it, right? I just think that it's definitely something that It's not the part that I find the most inspired. But this is great. Deal weapon damage 10, and if the opponent has no allies on their rank, we deal the weapon damage twice more. And this guy is all alone. Shoot him down. Solid footing, round shield. So we will use round shield. Take cover. Solid footing. And we are at 44 armor. And with this guy in the back, we still have another attack coming. Shoot that there. And that's looking good. There was no attack because we killed the back rank character who was about to attack. Alright, activate Fortress. I mean, that's what it's about, right? So now this guy doesn't want to move anymore, but that's alright. We weren't planning on moving him anyway. Get a hit in here. And activate Quick Hands, which lets us draw. And it also lets us draw on the next turns, which is actually really nice. Alright, the important thing is that this guy stands in front of our mouse. Warbow. These are an additional 8 damage for every rank between this character and the opponents. Now, I don't think we want to waste this on this fella because he's already kind of dead. So let's go ahead and just pincer here, apply this. So we've got charge, and then we can use the warbow shot on a unit that maybe doesn't have as much survivability. Oh, sorry, as little survivability, really. Well, let's just attack here, right? Take this guy down. Get a couple of these. And then our turn. You may notice we still have the longsword thing in our decks because we're still carrying the longsword weapon. I probably should have discarded it. That's definitely something I find a bit questionable. Like, if I don't have it equipped, why is it still in my deck, right? Anyway, Florence, gain a card. Second win, draw a card and gain 1 vigor. The next time this character loses stamina, it is refunded and vigor is removed. This is actually really nice. And then we found equipment. Oh, we found a mace. If the target has a shield, deal double damage. And a rondel dagger, which applies some bleed. That actually seems really nice. So let's get rid of this. I think bleeding is going to be a great way for our bear to just kind of get a couple of extra hits in, more or less, right? Some extra sources of damage. Okay, then. Intelligence. You find a letter from your superiors detailing important information concerning the enemy. This will give us some extra experience. The way looks clear, or does it? Enter an elite combat. Knife merchant. A smug-looking beaver is obsessively polishing his wares as they glint in the light of the festival lanterns. We can buy some cards from this fella. I think let's just get ourselves some more intelligence. That way we gain some bonus experience without needing to fight. And high spirits, a welcome boost to morale. Take a pause to reflect on what you have accomplished. Or a fallen foe lays at your feet. Their cold hands still clutching some equipment you may find useful. That seems nice. Let's see if we can find something. Medium armor. Well, I think we already have that, right? So that's not going to be something that we get much use out of. Oh, where are we looking for the boat? Combat or combat. A merchant sits amongst fishing crates, barrels, and other miscellanea. In the moonlight sits the very thing you need, a small boat. You can see it costs 150 florins. I gotta say, the first time I saw that UI element, it was a little bit confusing. I thought I was gonna get 150 florins, right? Because of the plus. So that's maybe not the clearest. Alright, let's get in here. You approach the merchant who stares through you with glassy, blind eyes. Greetings. What can an old fisher do for you? You explain you need a boat sent to the northern sewers. No questions asked. I don't like the sounds of what you're up to, but the less I knows, the better, he says reluctantly. 150 florins and you'll have your boat. If that don't suit you, I got other stuff to trade. Arrange the boat to be sent to the royal court. Remove a skill from your deck, but that forfeits the informant tasks. You know what? No, we're gonna do the informant task for sure. Anxiety, subterfuge is beginning to take its toll on your brothers. The constant need to remain alert is veering on their resolve. Isn't that wonderful? That's so good. I mean, we're deep into enemy territory. We've had to kill people. We're sneaking past. Of course, anxiety is going to build. And I love how the anxiety is long. It doesn't go away immediately. Combat, crazy weasel. Well, let's do a round of combat, I suppose. Now, I will say here, you may notice that we are not even close to being done. Okay, so everybody's coming on our frontliner. That makes sense, but also, holy shit, that's a lot of damage. That's actually not great. Let's do second win. Okay, so we got 2 withdraws. That's actually good. We can withdraw both characters, which I think we do need to. We need to move both of them down because otherwise all of these will attack our mouse and that's not good, right? And right now it's just, honestly, it's just quite a lot of damage coming our way, which isn't great. All right, end our turn. Good. It was just kind of the opening draw again, a bit lacking. This is much better. We can take cover. We can solid footing, right? Now we are prepared. We can take a hit now. Go ahead and hit this guy as well. And I mean, I might as well use guard, right? Oh, 8 bleed. That's actually brutal. That's not good at all. Are we gonna lose? We're gonna go down here? I mean, I sure hope not. It's a pretty tough fight, isn't it? Okay, so we have rear guard here. We want to apply... Wait. There we go. We want to apply that. That's good. So this guy has a lot of armor, but the bleed damage is definitely going to be a problem. And then we will attack here. And go from this. I should probably actually use Vanguard the other way around, right? Oh, 11, 15 bleed. Oh, we're dead. That's really, really, really bad. Okay, so we do just need to kill. If that's possible. I mean, this is really strong. This is really, really strong. If I use that with momentum, it might be enough. The problem is I don't think I can kill this guy in time. And I don't have enough. Ah, that really sucks. And I only... Wait, this deals weapon damage 10. Oh, that's enough over here. Deals less damage from this guy. Ah, because it's weapon damage. Good. Okay. So I momentum, discard this. And then I just hope this is enough. It's not. That sucks. Oh. Yeah, we lost one of our guys. We still have a party, but unfortunately we are now down a member. Well, it is a roguelike. We have leveled up. We now get another skill here. Practice, Bloodthirsty, and Born Leader. When this character uses a racial ability, draw a card. When this character kills an enemy with an attack, the maximum vitality is increased by 3. Or once per turn, when your hand size reaches 0, draw 1 card for every ally on this character's rank with stamina remaining. Well, that was kind of complicated. I mean, Bloodthirsty feels like the only option I've got. But wow, we're gonna die. Now, I was about to say this. The runs of this game take a long time. This is actually something I find really cool and something that I want to see more of. So this is a roguelike, but it's not a roguelike in the way that you have seen many before, because lots of roguelikes, well, if you want to do one run, it'll take you like, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45, maybe an hour. I have had one successful run in this game and it took 2.5 hours. So one time I beat the final boss. It took 2.5 hours. And honestly, I was kind of rushing through it at the end. If I was taking my time, I think you can easily spend 3 hours, even longer, on a single run. And that's really fascinating, right? Because there's also so much to discover here, right? All right, let's just, well, we don't need healing, so I guess just take the crossroads. But we are in trouble. All right, we can heal up. We can hire party members. Yes, okay, please. So we have 600 florins. We can hire Islington, Denver, or Mulberry. I think we're going to go with Denver because Denver is level 3. And I really need a dude that's kind of strong. All right. Denver has a bunch of stuff. That's good. That's good. Let's hire Denver. Come with me, friends. Okay. So let's have a look at our party. Here's Denver, who is also a bow guy. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Oh man, Denver, what are we gonna do? We only have bow people. That's not good. Equipment? Oh no. Okay, expert bow. Ooh. Well, I guess there isn't much we can do. Alright. A safe house for you and your fellow loyalists. Slip through here into the next street. It's a trap. You're waiting, brothers slain. A few elite enders triumphantly brandish their weapons in the dim light. All the exits are covered. There's one way out. Through them. This is another example of the flavor that I've been talking about all video. Instead of just presenting us a boss, the game has given us a story. Why is there somebody here? Why is there a strong character that we need to fight? Why is this the end of the act? Because up until this point, we were trying to get to this hideout, right? That's what we have now come to realize. And in this hideout, our friends were slaughtered. And well, there gotta be somebody strong to be able to do that. All right. Now, admittedly, we were probably gonna die here, but I think that's a great moment to end anyways. I didn't want to do a full run. As I said, they take a while. I just wanted to show you the game. And I hope I have managed to bring across what I mean with this game is filled with flavor. I love the way it uses language. That's really the big thing. All right, so let's do second win first. Spawns rapid fire, 2 rapid fire. All right, let's do this. So we get 2 rapid fires, deals 5 times 2 damage. I think we need to take down these weasels first if we want to have a chance here. All right, the damage isn't bad, but I'm just worried we don't have enough survivability. All right, we just kind of attack here, right? End our turn. Alright, that's okay. So far, not too bad actually. Heroic Strike. This character gains shield equal to the total damage of their next attack. But then you don't really have that much damage, do you? What are they attacking? Alright, so 2 characters are just attacking the rank. So I could get Denver out. I think we'll go Heroic Strike on Denver and withdraw Denver down here. So Denver is not going to take damage. And then I have Cartwright, and honestly, Cartwright, I think you're just going to get kind of fucked up a little bit. But we will take down this guy at the very least, right? We can enable this, which gives us a little bit of Fury, which will boost up the damage of the rush. No, it didn't. Okay, that's fine. I will kick this guy in the back so he doesn't attack this round. So we should only be taking 1 hit here. Oh, nope, no, yeah. Well, kind of, I don't know, a little bit. Well, that didn't seem to have worked the way I wanted it to. But I think that's mostly my mistake, right? This guy in the back should die soon. The good news is that now he's attacking, right? It might actually make sense to just let him do that and let him die to bleed. Let's not waste any more attacks on the dude in the back. We need to kill these in the front very badly and very quickly if we want to have any chance at this. So, I don't believe I have... Alright, let's discard this, see if we can draw a better attack. Oh no, sorry, that was a previous run. Oh, I thought. Apologies, it's a little late. Alright, apply some here. We will guard up and then leave it at that. Okay. Who are you attacking? Doesn't seem like this guy's attacking. This guy's attacking Cartwright. Okay. Oh, this right here will do some damage, which isn't too bad. And then we need to use solid footing. And then I have you right here. We will sunder probably. And apply some more guard. Yeah, that's alright. That's alright. We can take that. Heroic strike. Outnumbered. So this guy in the back, I hope he dies to the bleed. I think so. Bleed bypasses protection. Ideally, I would actually like to have... I would really like it if we had kick right now to isolate one of these. But that's alright. So, rear guard. We will attack here. So, wait, no. This is not what I wanted to do. But I guess it's too late for that. Yeah, I gotta say, the selections for these kinds of things aren't necessarily super clear all the time. And I definitely think that's a bit of an issue. Right? Maybe that's just me having some difficulties here. But it is just how it is, right? Let's get quick hands. Bit of a draw. Could rush. Another couple of hits. Not too bad. So, they're both attacking Denver right now. It's not a surprise. So I can move Denver out of here. So both of them will miss. This will kill this guy to the bleed. And we just have to attack here, right? We just have to go in. Second wind. Alright. Evaded. Wow. Let's do this strong, but isolated now. That should give us a little bit of an opportunity. Going for Denver again. But Denver is actually alright. I might even just spend a turn making Denver even more alright. Momentum, discard this. And we just kind of get some hits in. Maybe not the best use of my turn, but so far we're doing okay. That's not good. We don't like that. Cartwright is now not in the best spot. But we have some good sources of damage. And ideally I want to kick this guy in the back too, right? So first, just go in. Kick him into the back row. Oh, look at that. Now he can't hit anymore. Too far away. Well, that works for me, right? Opponent's turn. Oh no, that's right. It was this rank's turn, not this rank's turn. So there's definitely some depth to the combat system, right? I don't want to talk too badly about this. That was really not my point. This guy's coming in here, right? But we actually are okay. We can discard something here. I think we'll actually win. Wow. Well, now isn't that impressive? But either way, I will still end the video here. I hope you have found this game as enlightening as I have. I think it does such a wonderful job at communicating its flavor, at communicating what it is about, what it is trying to tell you, right? It isn't just a game of rules, but it is a game that is trying to make its gameplay tell a story of trying to make your journey through the run that you're playing a bit more than just a game experience, but a narrative experience as well. And I think that is fantastic, and it works so wonderfully. And, you know, it's pretty, it's got nice music, everything just works. As I mentioned though, if you do try it yourself, it's not a flawless game. It does have some issues in the third act, but I still think it is worth trying. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to me, no camera today, because I thought this would work better for the atmosphere, and the atmosphere was the point. I will see you guys soon.